All right, good morning. I'm Kevin Richards, Program Manager over Account Processing. I'm going to give you a processing update 2023. First of all, leading off is our management team, the Account Processing Association. We have a new hire as a Central Processing Bureau Manager, Nathan Lynch. We were fortunate to hire him this summer, and he started in June with us. George Matt Smith is still on contract and helping with that transition. Individual Processing Division Manager is Brett Whitfield Tate. The Business Processing Division Manager is Robert Farthing. Sales and Excise Tax Processing, Roz Harmon is the new Sales Tax Processing Manager. Alcohol, Tobacco, and Fuels, Kathy Blessing. On the Returns and Deposits Operations Bureau, Kevin Anguish is the Bureau Manager. Philip James is the Division Manager for Document Control and Deposit. Wes Poos is Data Entry Manager for Data Entry Division. The Chicago Deposits Operations is led by Sandra Means. Electronic Commerce Division Manager is Kendra Banning. And our Records Management Division Manager is Nick Austin. And he's our acting manager right now. All right, so Central Processing Bureau updates. The Illinois Family Relief Plan. Although the ability to claim the individual income tax and property tax rebates concluded as of October 17th, 2022, during calendar year 2023, the department continued to resolve complex or unique issues that had prevented taxpayers from receiving a timely claimed rebate. So total, we are at over 5.5 million taxpayers. We've issued released rebates, property tax and income tax rebates to the comptroller's office for an average of $198 per taxpayer, which amounts to over $1.1 billion in relief to taxpayers. As far as wrapping up the grocery tax suspension total last year, we provided over $251 million in relief, and the August 22 sales tax holiday provided over $6.6 million in relief. Individual processing update. During 2023, I'm proud to announce the Individual Income Tax Processing Division has reduced its backlog of inventory by more than 78,000 returns since over the last 2 years. With that being said, there's been a 30% increase in the number of returns identified as being potentially filing as fraudulent or identity verification responses. Also continued to be processed as priority. So let me slow that down. So we've had over 70,000 increase since last year. Folks, there's not a shortage of people trying to file fraudulent returns. There's not a shortage of people trying to steal honest taxpayers' identity. And there sure isn't a shortage of people trying to claim or overinflate their refunds with fictitious information. And artificial intelligence is only going to increase that. That's the reality. However, I do have some good news. So since 2016, with our ramped up efforts for anti-fraud, we have saved state taxpayer dollars of over $500 million. $564 million. That's a significant increase to the savings of the state of Illinois and to your hard-earned taxpayer dollars. And just as important but not reported are the savings we realized from the voluntary compliance achieved through our verification processes as well as the taxpayer education we provide in our notices, publications, and presence at outreach events such as this. It's also important to note we continually evaluate the data associated with the responses received and feedback from taxpayers and professionals in an effort to continually improve the process. We use a continuous quality improvement process to refine our processes throughout the year. I'm also very happy to say we are a member of the ISAC, which is the Information Sharing and Analysis Center. And what that is collaboration with the states, the software industry, the financial services sector, and the IRS. The purpose and the result is through the collaboration, communication, cooperation of these organizations, we've made great strides in minimizing, reducing, detecting fraudulent and identity theft returns. And I would also like to take a moment to thank you all for your efforts in this. You are the front line of defense. When you see something that looks phony, you question the taxpayer, and we thank you for that. And that helps right at the beginning before it ever gets prepped and sent to us. So I want to thank you for your efforts and your participation and involvement. As a team, as everybody working together in a collaborative fashion, we're able to help minimize and reduce that. All right. What Max was alluding to as far as our responses that get filed, responded to electronically versus sending in the traditional paper. Over 240,000 taxpayers have chosen to send that electronically to us since we implemented this in 2020. First year, we had over 30,000 respond. You can see how it's grown every year of responses we received, and I'm happy and delighted to say that this year, we're over the 50% mark. We're at 52% folks have responded via electronic means. The other thing that I'm happy to point out, as you can see the growth here, is we've expanded this to not just one notice, but we have 8 different letters and pieces of correspondence that people are being able to respond to. And when you think, Max talked about processing efficiencies, what I can tell you is when you respond electronically, that cuts out over 24 to 28 steps from when that notice hits the building. The other thing I can also tell you is if you calc in the mail flow, as well as from the time it hits our building, it accelerates things over 3 weeks. From the time that gets dropped in the mail till it's sitting on one of our team members' desk ready to work. So 3 weeks acceleration, which also helps Max's team not getting phone calls from your clients saying, hey, I sent this in, where's the status on this? So they're able to work so much faster. It just improves efficiencies across the board. As a result of success of that, this summer we rolled out responses for business income tax returns on June 24th. So you can now respond for business or withholding income tax electronically. It's only been a short period of time, but we already have 22% of the folks are responding in this manner. So we're very excited of what that's going to look like for 2024. And you can also, for 7 different types of correspondence that we send out, respond electronically for business income and withholding income. The next thing, I'm just going to put in a couple plugs regarding and updates regarding Secure Choice, which is the retirement savings program sponsored by the State of Illinois Treasurer's Office, promotes convenient, low-cost portable savings for private sector employees. Treasurer's Office oversees it. Ascensus is a third-party vendor that helps administer it, and all the information is at securechoice.com. Just a little background, the pilot began in May of 2018, was amended in 2021. It applies to employers that have 5 or more employees. Employers with 16 to 24 employees had until 11/1/2022 to enroll. Employers with 5 to 15 employees had until 11/1/2023 to enroll. They also had to have been in business for 2 years, the employers, and the employer does not offer a qualified retirement savings plan. Well, how's IDOR involved in that? Well, guess what? We get to be the enforcement. And we're responsible for that. So penalties became operative in calendar year 2023. So after all this length of time, we issued in February notices, assessment letters to 1,158 employers. The penalties are a little steep. It's $250 per employee, and subsequent non-compliant penalty goes up to $500 per employee. Taxpayers had 120 days, and taxpayers and employers had 120 days after the letters were issued to come into compliance. We've worked with the Treasurer's Office and spent a lot of time on outreach and education, and I'm happy to say, as a result, out of the 1,158 letters that went out, only 138 employers did not come into compliance. So I think that was a pretty good success rate. Next year, we're going to include a QR code on the notice that will allow taxpayers to use their mobile device to scan the QR code to access video resources to help explain Secure Choice Savings Program and how to come into compliance. And it's also important to note that for employers to remain compliant, they have to sometimes share additional information with the Treasurer's Office. So the most important thing on this slide is if you have questions regarding Secure Choice and after you went out to the website, our main contact at IADOR is Whitney Elders, and that is her email information. And if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to Whitney. She is our subject matter expert at the department. As far as Return and Deposit Operations Bureau updates, just real quick, electronic filing was yes, sir. One second. Whitney.elders@illinois.gov. All right. We good? All right. It's been a very successful filing season. We received over 5,551,000 electronic filed returns for individuals. We're down a little over 20,000 from last year at this point in time. And as far as our BIT returns go, over 626,000 business income tax returns have been filed electronically this year. We're up in all 4 categories overall, almost 4%, or a little over 23,000 returns.